Okay, it's not recording. Let me introduce you one more time. All right, as long as I can make people laugh, we're in good shape. So, for introduction for our very own Chana Gittel, she's a life coach, a trainer for Paul, helping women transition back into the workforce, a volunteer for SANE, a Jewish organization run by Miriam Yerushalmi, which provides free coaching and counseling to people who are in need. And she's also the author of Kugel, Chaos, and Unconditional Love. Without further ado, Chana Gittel.
Thank you, Chani. Thank you, Chani. The show must go on, no matter what's going on, Chani, huh? You're going to get us together any way we can. Women have to be together. It's Rochel Mena's Yahrzeit. Yasher Koyach and Yasher Koyach Alana. Chani, give me 10 minutes. I'm going to give the first one back to you. Grab a piece of paper. It can be anything. Pull it from your garbage if you need to. It doesn't have to be big. Just a little piece of paper and something to write on. Okay? I'm going to fix my screen so I can see everybody again. That's much better. Okay. You have a paper. I want you to go back to the moment when you decided to marry your husband. When you were looking forward to, is he going to ask me? Because he is so whatever that is. And I want you to write it down. Maybe it was your wedding day where you realized, oh my goodness, this man, whatever it is, make it real. Nobody can see what anybody in anybody's box is writing, okay? Make it real. I'm going to put some music on for you, and I'm going to get, let's see, let me give you some music. Can you hear that? Yeah, good. You only have a minute. The prompt is, what is it about your husband that made you marry him?
24/30 is not the same as 1/14. 24/30 is what? So divide the top and the bottom.
What is it about your husband that made you want to marry him?
Okay, okay, what's 24 divided by 6? What is it? 4. Oh, very good. And what's 30 divided by 6?
So somebody's talking, having a phone call. If you can mute your mic. So nice to see you all. I'm going to write too. I'm just admiring all of you. I'm going to write mine. Make it real, girls. If you need to tear it up and swallow it when we're finished, that's fine. Make it real. Most of you are looking at me, so I'm going to continue. I'm going to turn off our music. Okay. Each of us is in a box tonight. Each one of those boxes represents a different woman. Each one of the beautiful faces looking at me right now represents a family, represents a marriage. Each one of these boxes is run by a device, a computer, a telephone. That device has a unique address that can be traced back to you. If you commit a crime, it's going to go right back to you because no other device has the same address as your device in the whole world. Well, the same goes for each woman in each box. Each marriage has the same, has a unique address and a unique mission. That's why we all look different. Each of us is on a unique mission. Each of those missions needs a unique set of talents and skills and resources. Now, for some reason, my mission needs someone with very large feet and a nice cushy bottom and very blue eyes. Everybody's mission is different, and therefore we each get different stuff. If we look at the screen right now, if you're in gallery view, pretend it's a bingo card, okay? So B1's mission is very different than N4. That's why they look different. That's why what you see in the box is different. B1 may have a cleaning girl. N2 may have a husband who cooks. I4 may have a husband who doesn't know how to navigate a can opener. N3, now her mission is very quiet. It's a softer mission. Her and her husband are very soft people, and their mission is quiet. But you go down to G6, and they are rocking. There's music playing, and people are dancing, and people are running through the screen. And that is perfect. That is exactly how it's supposed to be. Each of us has a mission with our husband that is created perfectly by the master who runs the world. We each need to trust that what is in each of our boxes is perfect for us to complete our mission. And we shouldn't go comparing. That never adds up. It never comes out pretty for anybody. We might be wired to do so, but resist. It never adds up well. So I want you to look at that list that you wrote just a few minutes ago. Read quietly to yourself all of his attributes, the reason that you married him. Those were the things that you need to complete your mission. Those are the other half of your soul that you need for your particular mission. And they are all still there. So they're covered up with layers of responsibility and time and all different things. But they're still there. And you still count on them to create everything that's in your box. So how do we know how to drive this mission? Hashem has given each of us a GPS, a neshama, that knows how to search out that address. We need to trust it. Our neshama, our GPS, that's the voice that's saying no when our mouth is saying yes. You'll recognize the voice. Listen to your GPS. It's guiding you. It's telling you where you should go, where you should say yes, where you should say no, where you should yield. And listen to your husband's GPS. His message may be totally different, which makes a lot of sense. When NASA sends up a mission, first of all, they only put in their, oh, that looks delicious. They only put into their spaceship what's necessary for that mission. Nothing extra goes into that mission. You may think that the dining room set that B3 has is fabulous, but it's not going to help you in the mission if you're an N1 square, okay? The other thing is when NASA sends up a mission, they don't send 5 guys who see everything the same way and have the same skill set. They send 5 very different men and women, each with their own piece to contribute. So if your other half isn't as organized as you are, that might be the piece that you have to bring to the mission. You with me? Yeah? Yeah, okay. We're doing great. Now, one of the resources we get for our mission is time. Now, if I wasn't clumsy and standing in front of a computer, I would fill this with water, but I'm not going to. Time comes every morning. Modeh ani, we get a day, kind of like month, you just get the one. Modeh ani, thank you for the opportunity and thank you for your confidence in me. What do we do with our jar of time? we start ladling it out everywhere. Some goes to work, some goes to the laundry, some goes to writing a letter to an old friend, some goes to mailing the letter, some goes to homework with the children. Now, all the things we do with our time, we're holy women. We only want to do good, and we do a lot of good. We do beautiful things, and it's all good what we do with it. But sometimes we're so good at this, we come at the end of the day to our husband with this much water. What we water grows. Our marriages need water. They need time. You can't come and squeeze out the last bit and expect your marriage to thrive. You need time, you need connection, you need good time. Solving problems is not good time. Okay? Spending the evening with your children is good time for the family, and it's a blessing if you can do it. And it does fill the well up. However, if you're there till the end of your day, in a room with everyone, and you're the only one who can hug your husband, that's not the kind of time that builds the intimacy of the marriage. The marriage is what holds each of these beautiful boxes up. Everything is resting on that marriage. So we need to give it the water, the time that it needs. Saying yes to all these beautiful things is wonderful. However, sometimes when we say yes, we're saying no to something else. And sometimes that something else is time with our husbands, because we don't kind of consider it. Yes, I'll do this, I can do that. And we end up at the end of the day with a quarter teaspoon left. We need that energy of the wholeness, of the shalom. We need the energy that we create with the intimacy of being together. We need time to play. We need time sometimes to do nothing, just in the same room. If Hashem has told me I'm not allowed to be with a man that I don't know alone in a room, that means there's something special that happens there. We need time just alone with our husbands. We don't want to get to the place where we have launched all our children and we're looking across the room and we're saying, I know you from somewhere. You work at Kmart, right? No, we need to be nurturing this all along. We are by ourselves actually for the first time in 32 years. In all that time, we only had 3 months where the stars lined up and there were no children at home. And it was really cute because they kept calling and saying, you know what, I feel so bad. You guys are by yourselves. We're going to come and visit, which would have been fun. But we're like, no, we got this. We're good. It's healthy. It supports your children to spend time just with your husband. Your marriage is what holds up that whole beautiful box with each of the beautiful women's faces in it. So this is a great theory. This is all wonderful information. Hanagittel, how do we activate it? Okay. When COVID first hit, that's when this organization, SANE, put together all the coaches and therapists. It is free for people who just need it. I didn't coach anybody on COVID, nobody. Women basically just did what they needed to do, as women always do. They got there, they took in children who needed, they took in parents who needed, strangers who needed. They opened up their homes, they started homeschooling, they started home businesses. Women stepped up to the plate because that's what we do. It was when things started opening that I started coaching women on COVID. And it was fascinating. There was a lot of guilt and shame. And what was going on was I had women whispering, I'm having such a great pandemic and they're opening the show. It means I've loved having my husband home for dinner. I loved having my husband not running out all the time for Minion. They were torn. They didn't know what to do. One woman, so beautiful, she always works in camp, so her children can go to camp. She had this dream. She had this yearning. She was going to rent a cabin. There was no shul, there was no Minyan, there was no camp. She was going to rent a cabin. Her family was going to go out and have this wonderful just family time together. And everything started opening up. They needed her in camp. Her kids wanted to go to camp. And she was crushed because they were losing that intimacy. They were losing all that intimacy that they were craving, intimacy with themselves, intimacies with their husbands and their children, and as a family. What were they looking for? They were looking for permission, not from me, but from somewhere. They wanted permission to stand in their truth, to say, you know what? Everything's open. I'm seeing other people again. I'm seeing what people have again. And I'm starting to compare my box with your box with her box. This is my box. This is what Hashem gave my husband and myself for this mission. If it's not in the box, I don't need it. They were losing that. They wanted permission to say, you know what? I don't have that dining room set that B9 has. I don't need it. I'm fine. They needed permission to stand in their truth. They needed permission to say no when their GPS was saying, no, I can't be at every simcha and every Zoom meeting anymore. I've tasted something else. I've tasted the intimacy of my marriage. I need to be home tonight. How do I say no? I can't say no. I can't say that I can't work in camp. And I can't fulfill my yearning of that family time together. They were looking for permission to put their marriages first again, to run away, to spend some of this, 3 days. I just want 3 days of this, just the two of us. We need to connect. We need to see one another. They wanted permission to spend their time the way they were being called to spend their time, the way their husbands were expressing to spend the time. They wanted the permission to release all that judgment. All that judgment stands between us and our husbands. You remove the judgment, then you can receive all that he has to give. They wanted permission to be. They realized they had become human doings and not human beings anymore. Their families loved them because of who they were, not what they were doing. Their husband loves them because of who they are. Hashem loves us because we're his child. They wanted permission to do that. Where did that permission come from? It came from standing in their truth, from listening to their own GPS, from listening to their husband's GPS. I want you to write at the bottom of your paper one place that you want to give yourself permission, something you need permission to do to make your marriage shine, or to make any important relationship to you shine. What is it that you need permission for? Write it on that paper. And then look at those other attributes that are on that paper. You can make yourself a bingo card of them if you want, but you don't need 4 across to win. Anytime you see one of those attributes, take a moment and thank Hashem. Thank Hashem for sending you a man who, whatever it is that your mission needed, that your soul needed, take a minute to thank him. for doing, for being, whatever it is. Thank him for that. We don't really live off a master list of all the things that should be. We live from what we're given from a master of the universe, and we have to believe that that is what it is. We need to stand in that truth and be grateful. Look at that list and enjoy every moment when you see one of those attributes and add to that list. Look, a number of us have been married a while now. We've been working on that list. Add the new things that have come about with time, with maturity, and thank Hashem for them. And if you're having a hard time finding those things, call me. I have the same phone number. I'll be here, okay? I want to leave you with a bracha that, first of all, every woman should find the nugget of wisdom, the inspiration that they need, the connection to Hashem and to each other, and the strength for this mission from tonight's gathering. I also want to give you a blessing. You should see the shalom, the completeness of what's in your box. You should see the beauty, and you should have fun on your adventure.
Chana Gittel. I mean, just don't spot on me. The Chana Gittel. Wow, that was pretty powerful. Thank you for giving us some real insights, practical insights, in your beautiful way. Simple but very deep. Florida is lucky to have you there, and I hope that you let the secret out